Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another action-packed episode of A Work in Progress, AWI Pod, if you will. I'm your host, Brent Piles, and with me today is my co-host from, he's not across the ocean or from the future. He doesn't barroom brawl nor disco dance. Well, he might barroom brawl, but he certainly doesn't do any disco dancing. He's the mayor of Canton. Mayor of Canton, how you doing?
Man, I am at least 1 hour in the future from you, so I'm a little bit ahead of time. But outside of that, I'm doing fantastic, man. I got some good news coming for me in the future that I'm excited about, that really looking forward to. So I'm doing all right. How about you?
I can't complain much. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can complain about.
Coworkers.
No, well, yeah. There's always been coworkers, no matter where you work, and no matter who you work with, unfortunately, and that's just something that you're going to have to deal with.
But not Arsenal hats, because we're coming back. We're winning 2-1 tomorrow.
I certainly fucking hope so. I mean, watching them play in the Premier League, it makes me want to rip my fucking eyeballs out because they've been so fucking terrible. But, yeah, I'm hopefully they'll be able to beat PSG. I'm actually watching. If you notice, I'm looking up and not looking at you. I'm actually watching the Inter Barcelona second leg right now, and I don't know anything about it. So if you do, don't spoil it for me.
I do know about it. I won't spoil it for you.
Thank you. It must have been good because I had another one of my buddies text me and said, "Hey, are you recording the Barcelona game?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "All right, my lips are sealed." So something big must have happened. And so yeah, I'm excited for the game tomorrow. I won't be able to watch it live because I'll be at work, but I'll try to watch it when I get home. Hopefully, a little bit better of a result than last week. I think that they'll have a better time because Partey will be out there, and whenever Partey plays, it gives Declan Rice the freedom to roam more up the field because he doesn't have to worry about being the holding midfielder as much when Partey's out there. And so I think that's going to help Declan Rice maybe being more of a goal-scoring threat in the second leg. But we'll see. That's tomorrow.
I'll be honest. I thought Arsenal looked like the better team, even though they lost 1-0. I think they look like the better team.
Yeah, I mean, I could see in a way that the way that someone could say that or feel that way. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying it definitely looked like they had more chances. So they had the one goal taken away because of offside, and then Trossard had a real low one that their goalie made a great save on. So they definitely had chances, and a lot of the times that's the most frustrating thing with Arsenal is they do usually get good chances. It's just a lot of times they don't finish those chances. But like I said, we'll see where it goes. They still got a chance. It's softball, and this is the furthest they've gotten in the Champions League in a very long time. So I think I see a lot of people like when they lose, are like they need to fire Mikel Arteta, and I just don't like. If that's the case, name me 5 managers that you'd rather bring in that's going to help the team be better. Name me a few. I bet you can't.
No, I mean I'm not as in depth as you or Glenn in this, but no, the guy's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then the women are already in the Champions League final. That's coming up on the 24th of May. It would be great if the men and women's Arsenal teams could win the Champions League for my birthday. That would be a hell of an early birthday present, let me tell you.
Yeah, what's that, 28th?
26th.
26th. Yes. I knew it was coming up there. I was close.
It is 20 days from today. I'm not one that really talks about his birthday all that much, so that's probably the last time you'll hear me mention it. But this weekend, though, this Saturday night, which it seems like came up pretty fast after WrestleMania, but I feel like Backlash usually does. Let me ask you this, Mayor. Do you think that you like that better that they get quickly into another PLE? Do you think they should wait like 6 weeks before they get into another
one? I think it depends on the time of year. I think following WrestleMania, while you still have all that momentum, it's probably a lot smarter to jump right into a second one so you can still keep people's attention because you're going to be getting a lot of new viewers in the WrestleMania time frame.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a really good idea. Maybe same thing following Royal Rumble. But other than that, I think you don't need to rush into it on 3 weeks. with maybe those two exceptions. I say Royal Rumble. You get what's that after that? Payback, maybe.
Yeah, or Elimination Chamber. Usually they do.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But I like a good month between them so you can build storylines. But I can't complain with what WWE's been doing. Monday Night Raws have been phenomenal. SmackDowns have been hit or miss for me, honestly.
You know what it is? It's 3 hours, man. If that show was 2 hours, it would be better too.
That's got to be it, because it always makes.
When I watch SmackDown, I'm always in tuned and into what's going on in the show for 2 hours. But once it hits that third hour, I can't be bothered with it anymore.
Yeah, I can. That's got to be it. 3 hours is just too much for routine wrestling.
Yeah. Can you still see me? Sorry, my computer's.
Yeah, I see you perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying. And what you said about like doing a quick turnaround to another pay-per-view after Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, I think is a good idea too, because that's at the point where you're going to try to recapture people like your lapsed fans.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people only are going to tune in, like they'll stay on the periphery of it, and they're only going to tune in, when Royal Rumble WrestleMania comes around. And if you can attach people to it during WrestleMania, that's usually great. I'm not sure how many people they attached to it at this year's WrestleMania, especially with the way it ended, and a lot of people not being very happy with that. But we'll try to stay positive. But I agree with what you said there, because it's a good way to try to recapture some fans. And if you have another quick pay-per-view coming up, it's another way to keep people enthralled. Because there's a lot of people also that, I watch Raw and SmackDown here and there, but I don't watch it every single week. But I'm not going to miss a pay-per-view. So there's a lot of people who do that too, who don't watch the shows every week, or they keep up with it online or watch on YouTube and then watch the PLEs. So who knows? And especially nowadays when you don't have to pay $60 for every single one, which is nice.
Yeah.
So far, there's only been 5 matches announced for Backlash. Which I'll say I looked up prices for tickets just because I thought maybe it would be cool to see the last Randy Orton John Cena match, but then I also can't sell a kidney, so.
You going to St. Louis?
No. They were in Omaha for Raw last night, which is 55 miles from my house, and the tickets are too fucking pricey for that.
Since TKO has bought them, I swear to God, the ticket prices are just insane.
You used to be able to get lower bowl tickets in the lower bowl for $20, and now you're looking at $100 and $40 just sit in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I want to say about 3 years ago, I got Monday Night Raw tickets and SmackDown tickets, both within 6 months of each other. No, one was 5 rows from the ring, one was 10 rows from the ring, and I think I spent the most was like $150.
Yeah, see, exactly. And then you're trying to go to WrestleMania, forget about it. Have you seen that video that was circulating of Randy Orton being told by some fans what they paid to go to WrestleMania?
Like $10,000 to be lower bowl.
And he absolutely blew his mind. He was like, he put his hands on his head and went, "That's so much fucking money." And he's rich.
Yeah, and that was right. When I went the last time, it was before the TKO merger. So, it wasn't bad. I went to 2 SummerSlams in a row. And I never spent more than 200. Oh, okay. The one was like 210 in Detroit. It was
still, that's not bad for the seats that you had.
Yeah.
When I went to WrestleMania 26, I've talked about this before. When I went to WrestleMania 26, I sat in the lower bowl and I got our tickets for $75 a piece.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's reasonable. But nowadays, you're paying $375 a piece to sit where you have to get a magnifying glass and go, yeah, I think that's Randy Orton down there, but I'm not sure.
All you're doing is watching the monitor. You might as well stay at home and watch the monitor.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. But there's this huge screen. Well, I can just watch it at home on my huge screen.
If I'm not watching the action live, I don't want to be there. I'll just rather sit at home and not be around a bunch of stinky people. Sorry, wrestling fans.
Yeah, I'll have to fight for a crowd to get a beer. I could go to the bathroom quicker. All that shit.
And God forbid leaving the arena. Good Lord.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah. Forget about it. I'm leaving early. Anything that I go to. I'll take an exception. If I go to a Nebraska game and it's really close at the end, like coming down to the final play, I'll stay. But No, forget that. Forget people say you're not a real fan if you leave early. Fuck you. I am not fighting traffic to get out of here. Suck a dick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you. As an adult, I've prioritized many things in my life, and my time is like number one.
Yep.
Sorry.
And my time is my time. It's not your time. So go fuck yourself. Yeah, no, I'm with you too. My time is number one. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into it. We've got 5 matches announced so far. Maybe they'll add more. I'm not sure. So the first one, it's a 4-way match for the for the United States Championship. It is Jacob Fatu defending his newly won championship against the former champion LA Knight. I believe Damian Priest is the former United States champion too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had it.
Drew McIntyre? I'm not sure about Drew. I don't think he
ever had it. I don't think
he ever won it. So it's Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go first. I'll be very surprised and shocked that if Jacob Fatu does lose. But I guess if you're going to have him lose, you'd have him lose in a match like this. But I don't think it makes any sense at this point to take it off of him. So I'm taking Jacob Fatu.
I 100% agree. And I think that if Drew wins, he might be a Grand Slam champion because I know he's had every other belt.
Let's have a look.
I think that would make him a Grand Slam champion. So I could see, I'm hoping for a Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre feud because that would be badass.
Yes.
So, give me that. I think Jacob Fatu retains and we get a Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre feud down the road because that would be absolute money.
All right, let's see here. 2-time WWE champion, 1-time World Heavyweight champion, 1-time NXT champion, 1-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time Tag Team champion. That's the only one.
Yeah, he'd be a Grand Slam.
He's already a Triple Crown winner. He was the 31st Triple Crown champion. But quadruple crown champion is a whole different thing, and I don't know how many people are on that list. There's probably not a lot of them.
Yeah, that would make him a Grand Slam champion if he won the U.S. title.
Yeah, you're right, Grand Slam, because that's 4, yes.
Yeah.
I wonder how many Grand Slam champions there are. Now I'm interested.
I can tell you this, there's only one 2-time Grand Slam champion, and he wouldn't be expected.
In WWE?
Yeah. Do you think you know who it is? There's only one.
There's only one Grand Slam champion?
One 2-time Grand Slam champion where they've won every single belt twice.
Is it John Cena?
No.
I don't know. Who is it?
The Miz.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14 Grand Slam champions, and John Cena is not a Grand Slam champion.
What's he not won? The Intercontinental?
No, I don't think he has ever been the Intercontinental champion. Now that I think about it, I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either.
I don't think he has ever been the Intercontinental champion. No, I think you're right. So here, let's play a game here. Can you name me 4 WWE Grand Slam champions?
Okay. I'll start off Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is a Grand Slam champion.
Obviously,
there's only one woman Grand Slam champion. Do you know who it is?
The Miz is obvious. I know the Miz.
Yeah, we said the Miz.
Okay, I got to think. Dean Ambrose or John Moxley, whatever you want to call him?
No, Ambrose isn't on here. I don't think Ambrose ever won the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if that was a thing when he was around. Oh, yeah, it was for a little while.
I would think Roman Reigns, but
Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
One more.
Brock never won IC, I don't think.
No, not Brock.
Shoot. This isn't probably making great podcast viewing, so I don't know.
It's okay. I do some editing. So, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, The Big Show,
Christian,
Ryan, Jeff Hardy, not Christian, Rey Mysterio, Triple H, Edge, Finn Balor, and this one surprised me, and I don't know why I didn't know this because of all the 4 horsewomen, she is my favorite, and Bayley is the only woman Grand Slam champion in WWE.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so there we go. We both picked Jacob Fatu, and then we went down the rabbit hole of other things that I wanted to look up. All right, now the next one. Where's my water? There it is. Okay, the next one is going to be, let's see, former tag team champions, now bitter rivals, who'll face off for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's Lara Valkyrie, versus Becky Lynch. I mean, I think these two had some banger matches when Becky was down at NXT. And so, I mean, I look forward to this being another banger match. You get to go first this time. Who are you picking?
Oh, man. Have you watched any of their promo battles with each other? Because I thought they've been great. I've actually thought...
I did. Yeah. No, and I think they've been good too. And I did see some criticism online, and I guess I just didn't understand it, but whatever.
Okay. I'm not sure what the criticism would be because I thought they both did an excellent job.
I thought it was good too.
I thought this was Lyra Valkyria's biggest step-up moment since I've seen her. She's been great in this feud. I don't know if it's the connection with Becky Lynch that she feels more comfortable, but I think Becky wins here. I really do. I think I don't want to see her win here, and not because I've got anything against Becky Lynch, but I think that they go back to the well and Becky Lynch wins here. So I'm going to go Becky.
Yeah, I see. Like I agree with you in a sense. Like I don't have a problem with Becky winning necessarily, but like, does Becky Lynch really need to be the Women's Intercontinental Champion? I just don't think like that's something that. I guess I see like why you would put it on Becky because you feel like that'll elevate the belt to somewhere that Laura hasn't taken it yet. Obviously they see a lot in Lara because they've done a lot with her ever since NXT, and that she moved to the main roster, first Intercontinental Champion. So, and maybe this will be a situation where this leads to like a couple more matches to go on, and maybe she'll end up winning the belt back from Becky. I don't know. I do think this will be a good match, and I do agree with you. I do think Becky's going to win, even though I don't necessarily love that idea. But I do think that's the way it's going to go. And hopefully it leads to them having a couple more matches. I mean, what's the next? We got a Saturday Night's main event actually coming up very soon after this. This on the 24th of May. So maybe they have a rematch there. So, yeah, but it should be a good match. I'm very interested to see that one. And then we have one that if this match lasts longer than 5 minutes, and the guy who in
Gunther.
And the guy in
the pick.
And the guy who is an announcer wins this match. I'm gonna fucking stop watching and start only watching AEW. it's Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I'm gonna let you go first, and I'll try not to be an old man screaming at a cloud on this one.
I won't talk this to death. There's no reason Gunther should lose this. I don't care if Pat McAfee pulls a gun on him and shoots him 5 times in the chest. Gunther should win this match. So please don't ruin this for me, WWE. Gunther has to win here. That's all I'm saying.
He better snipe him from the $400 tickets. That's where that's the only Pat McAfee should win this thing. I'll just say I don't know why we need to have Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Maybe. Our buddy Dan Griffin said this to us in our Discord chat because me and the mayor were kind of going back and forth about who could possibly because perfect scenario is, Gunther comes out first, Pat comes out second, maybe he attacks Gunther from behind, hits him with a chair, a kendo stick, something, gets a little bit of an upper hand, but then Gunther starts to cuts him off, takes control. Pat gets a couple more hope spots where it looks like maybe he's going to he gets 1 or 2 near falls. And then Gunther chokes him out. And then, he's taking it too far, and then somebody's got to come save him. And we were speculating that maybe it was Goldberg. Neither one of us want that. I want to say that first. Neither me and the mayor don't want any more Goldbergs back unless Gunther's going to retire him. But Dan told us that he had heard some rumors that it may be Wade Barrett to save him, and then Wade Barrett would have some sort of like a retirement match against Gunther, which I don't hate that idea.
No, I'm good with that. As long as Gunther still gets the win.
Yeah, I assume he would.
Yeah, like if he's choking him out and he won't pull up and he's pushing away refs and everything, and Wade Barrett takes off the headset to go save him because he's doing commentary with Michael Cole, and Michael Cole's like begging him to do something. Yeah. That all makes sense. I'm good with that. That story writes itself.
Right. Yeah, so that's what I hope happens, and it shouldn't be any more than that. I mean, come on. Pat McAfee wrestling Austin Theory, fine. If he can beat Austin Theory, whatever. But not Gunther. Come on.
Yeah, Pat McAfee wrestling Adam Cole, who's the size of, a 14-year-old boy. I get it. Like, I can't be mad at that. That match made sense.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with Pat McAfee being in matches or whatever, because people like him. I mean, he may not be my favorite person in the world, but other people like him, and that's fine. There's lots of people I don't like that other people like.
He's a grown adult male that's physically fit. He's at least 6'2", 215.
He can probably beat me up, yeah.
Yeah, he's a grown man. Like, he doesn't look out of place in a wrestling ring. He looks out of place next to Gunther, but most people do.
That's all I'm saying. Is he shouldn't be beating Gunther. He should just be getting his ass kicked by Gunther. So another clean sweep. Mayor, me and you are picking all the same people. So maybe I don't think we're going to pick anybody different. I really don't. So the next match is the Intercontinental Championship match. Wow, 2 Intercontinental Championship matches on one show. That doesn't happen very often. It's Dominic Mysterio battling Penta. Dominic, of course, is the champion. He won at WrestleMania. I like Penta, and I think this will be a good match, but I don't see any reason of taking the belt off Dom. He just won it. So I don't know. I would keep it on Dom at this point. I mean, I'm sure they'll have a great match and everything. And I don't hate the idea of putting the Intercontinental Championship on Penta at some point. I just don't see taking it off Dom right now. So I'm going to pick Dom.
I'm there with you. It's everything you said is I 100% agree with. Like, I think they need to see what they have in Dom with the belt and see how the crowds are reacting to him as a champion. Because I feel like Dominic is going to eventually become one of the better baby faces in the company. Down the road.
What they say is that you got to hate you first before they can love you. And Dominic tried the babyface thing, and that didn't really work. And then so he's doing heel, and now, and you can see he's kind of getting babyface reaction. So I get what you're saying. And
maybe eventually have Judgment Day turn on him and Liv turn on him, and him being left out in the cold, but that's after he would lose a title. That's far down the road. But I think you keep it here and see what you have in Dominic. I think you know what you have in Penta, and Dominic is main event material. As much as people don't want to agree to that, down the road he could be a main eventer. So I think you see what you got in him.
Yeah, you got to let him go a little bit longer on this run, at least in my opinion, unless they were just looking to, pop the crowd at WrestleMania, which they did, and now they're going to move on to Penta. And obviously, I think there'll be some shenanigans in this thing, and that's how Dominic's going to win. And it might even end in a DQ or a count out or whatever. Maybe, I guess Phoenix and Penta are on 2 different shows, so maybe he wouldn't get involved. But
if there's shenanigans, it wouldn't hurt Penta. So
yeah, exactly. I'm sure Liv will get involved, and Raquel and Carlito and all the fucking members of the Judgment Day. I think JD McDonough's back, isn't he?
Yeah, JD McDonough's back. Good to see him back and healthy, because he had a hell of a time at that War Raiders match.
That was a fucking thing. Yeah, I thought I saw him on Raw the other night. All right, well, there's only one more match left, and so far we have all picked the same ones, and I don't think that me and you are going to disagree on this last match. It is the 17-time history record-breaking champion John Cena taking on Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Mayor, tell me why you're going to pick Randy Orton.
Oh, God. I don't see any reason to pick Randy Orton, but I know you're going to pick John Cena, so I'm just going to go the opposite way just to be fun.
Hey.
And have a little fun with it. The only way Randy Orton can break John Cena's record, which used to be Ric Flair's record, which Ric Flair is still trying to claim he has 21 titles now, which is really funny.
And the funny thing is, didn't Rick used to say that he wanted John to break his record?
Yeah, he did.
Ric Flair is a delusional person.
Yeah.
Every time a wrestler dies, I'm like, why couldn't it have been Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair? Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, so I think Randy wins here and gets one closer. I think he moves to 15 there, right? 15 or 15.
I think it is 15 because I think he's at 14 right now.
So yeah, he gets to 15, which is so. I want to say it'll be a quick championship turn, and then Cena maybe wins it back to make it to 18. I don't know. I don't see this happening. I'm just trying to talk my way into a Randy Orton win, and I can't even do it. So
so it'll be 15. It'll be 15.
I'm just gonna say Randy Orton wins in his hometown. He's got his lovely family there. His wife, his 17 children, and they all have a good time and celebrate in St. Louis and eat some good St. Louis ribs.
This is another one too where I could see it ending in like shenanigans. You know, maybe like Cena purposely gets disqualified. You know what I mean? Like maybe he, hits the referee or does something to purposely get himself disqualified in more of his efforts to ruin wrestling because everybody hates DQ finishes. So that would make sense to me. And I do think that John Cena is going to be involved in the Saturday Night's main event coming up because I don't know if you can see it, but can you see the picture of it?
It kind of looks like Kurt Angle from here, but yeah. Oh no, I see his face. Okay.
Yeah, so it's John Cena's fucking face. So I imagine he's gonna be in that show. So maybe this one ends funny, and then they do another match between them at the next thing. But all in all, John Cena's walking out of here with the belt. Maybe Randy Orton wins by DQ, but Cena's gonna leave with the belt. I'm gonna pick Cena to win just because we want to be different in one of these picks. So I am gonna pick Cena to win, but I would not be surprised if Orton wins by DQ or something like that happens.
Are we just gonna forget about the Rock storyline with John Cena and him getting his soul?
Oh yeah, I think we forgot about that.
Okay, I was just curious.
I think what happened was the Rock's that he took John Cena's soul, right? And then he sold it to Travis Scott. So Travis Scott owns it now.
Okay, I'll go with it. I mean, Travis Scott had a McDonald's meal. Did The Rock have a McDonald's meal? I don't think so.
It's probably too many carbs for The Rock.
Yeah.
So, well, that was it. That was every single match that is on the card. All right. Well, I didn't plan anything, so let's see.
A midget match? No,
let's see what wrestling nonsense we can find on YouTube.
Well, I know you wanted to start watching TNA. Maybe just Google TNA worst match ever.
Okay.
And see what we come up with, and we'll watch it.
TNA worst match.
Hopefully, you might need to spell it total nonstop action because you might get something different.
Well, it's probably going to give us the one time that fucking that Jeff Hardy tried to wrestle fucking Sting when he was high.
We can watch it, I guess, if that's what it is.
I honestly don't know what my. Hold on. Don't worry. I'm going to, we're going to pause this, and then when we figure it. And we're back. After such much looking and searching, we have found the worst TNA wrestling match ever. And I'm sure if most of you out there who have watched TNA wrestling will know what match this is. And I've never watched this. Have you?
I've had to have seen it. I didn't watch it at the time because it had been what, 2009?
2011.
2011. Okay.
So it's Victory Road 2011, and if you're a TNA fan, you know it's Jeff Hardy versus Sting. And Jeff Hardy's a little under the influence.
Yeah.
And not like the kind of under the influence I was while I watched WrestleMania 41. It's a totally different under the influence.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy did not know what continent he was on here.
He was like, wait a minute. How am I supposed to wrestle? I'm a dolphin.
He was on Planet Hardy.
He said, wait a minute. I can't wrestle. I am Smurf.
Did you ever see the videotape of him driving through North Carolina in his Challenger Hellcat?
No.
And people kept calling the cops on him on the highway, and they're like, you need to pull this man over.
Yeah. Sounds like Jeff Hardy. So I think this is his music.
He's got himself cleaned up now, supposedly. So,
well, let's hope he keeps that going, Jeff. We're rooting for you. We really.
And if he hasn't, we can always play back that Samoa Joe promo when he called him out in the ring. Because
God,
that was a roast. Samoa Joe, he roasted everyone.
That was Samoa Joe was so good. So here he comes. He's
there
in slow motion.
He's not juvenile, but he's moving in slow motion.
Yeah, he had slow motion for me. Yeah, hopefully he painted his face before he got fucked up because. And yes, we are watching this, and we're sorry that he had the drug problems. Like we said, we're rooting for him. And if you're offended that we're going to make fun of him, then I don't know why you listen to the show anyway. So.
Oh my God! I've been there. I've been there, Jeff. Just not on television, not in a pay-per-view main event. So I can't blame you, brother.
Brent Piles, am not one to fucking make fun of anyone with a drug problem because I fucking don't have anything to say about anyone because I not anymore, but I've done all the drugs, most of them. So I'm not pointing any fingers.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, Jeff is toasted out of his mind here. He does not know what he's on Planet Goldberg right now.
Yeah, he's the kind of high you don't want to be.
Imagine what that would be like with, I don't know, how many people are there? Probably 4,000 people, you think?
Probably 5 and some change, perhaps.
Something like that. And you got Sting coming out who has no idea what's going on.
And Sting right now is like sober. He's been sober for fucking.
Oh, yeah, you got Christian Sting right now.
Yeah. So he's like, you tell me how to wrestle this drunk motherfucker. And you know, and I know, there is nothing worse than a fucked up person when you're not fucked up.
Oh, God, that is the absolute worst.
They are like,
and you know,
like, slightly fucked up is fine, but like over the edge fucked up where you have to take care of them, that's the worst person.
Yeah. When you're the sober person in the room and everyone else is messed up, you're like, what the hell? Why did I ever get like this? Like, I don't need
You're
this.
Like, wait a minute. Is that how I act? Because if it is, then maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
They don't need to do scared straight videos. They just need to let you hang out with a bunch of drug addicts and watch them in a room.
Yeah. Exactly. Go to a gas station with 3 meth heads in it, and you'll be like, I ain't doing that. Drink a bunch of Red Bulls. I did that once. On the way back from Phoenix, Arizona, we tried to stay up the whole time. Drank a bunch of Red Bulls, took a 5-hour energy drink, and my skin started crawling. I'd never done crystal meth, but I bet it's a lot like that.
It probably turned orange, too, with all that 5-hour energy.
Probably. Look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. Anyway, that is a weird championship belt. What is up with that?
Well, the Hardy championship belt was terrible. Was that it? The purple one?
But Sting carried it out there.
Oh, then it wasn't it.
No, they were. You know what it was. They were like, "Nah, Jeff will drop it."
You got Jeremy Borash. You got little Earl Hebner.
That is Baby Earl. That's baby Earl Hebner. Double. Yeah. That's baby squared Hebner.
See, the thing was, I remember watching. I don't know if I was watching this live, but I remember watching it back like the next day on the internet or whatever. And I didn't think Jeff, like, I didn't even think anything of it. I just was like, what happened? Because I didn't notice Jeff was like incoherent at the time.
Well, whoever ordered this on pay-per-view was probably pretty pissed.
I think they refunded everyone that did.
They couldn't afford that at the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I want to say Bischoff was still running things at this time too, wasn't he?
Yeah, because Bischoff, you will see Bischoff at some point. I'm pretty sure. I think he comes out here. So
it's crazy that Bischoff didn't want to give Sting the championship at, what was it, 97 Bash at the Beach?
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a good tan, but now he's got...
Yeah, he's pale.
Now he's got pale Sting, who's 10, 15 years older.
Here comes Eric Bischoff to make sense of everything. Did you see Eric Bischoff and Hogan are starting like some weird fighting show?
Yeah. Yeah, they're starting like a, I don't know what you call it, amateur wrestling federation.
You know what's really fun to watch? Amateur wrestling. It's great.
Yeah, Greco-Roman wrestling.
I love it. One time I was texting my friend and he got his nephew got like free tickets or something to Nebraska wrestling, and I said, Doug, if they're not throwing super kicks, I don't know what you're doing.
I will say this: if you put Brock Lesnar in an amateur wrestling ring versus the casual, like just pick out 15 people from a bar like the old pros versus Joes,
they'd kill you.
I would watch that every day of the week.
He's just so Bischoff just went over there and talked to Jeff Hardy, and now
I think he's trying to tell Sting, "Hey, come in here close away from the microphone, dummy. We're gonna end this quick."
I gotta tell you something.
I gotta tell you, Jeff is floating on clouds right now, sir. I need you to shoot on him and pin him as soon as possible.
I just asked Jeff where he was, and he said, "Shimmin, I'm gonna shimmin, 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 shimmin." So that ain't good. So that's not good. So we're gonna need to play it.
I love that you're translating Eric Bischoff right now because I hope that's exactly what he's saying.
That's what he told Sting quietly. He's telling him it's something else. He's just trying to stop himself from laughing. He's like, Jesus Christ. Well, just punch him in the face.
Oh, boy.
Well, sometimes you got to punch Eric Bischoff in the face. Jeff Hardy, the voice of reason, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff has no clue what he's doing right now, does he?
No, like I said, it said, you don't know what to do.
He's just leaning in the corner.
He's got no idea. Now he's gonna pretend to throw his shirt. Maybe. Possibly.
Oh gosh. I've been at this area before too, Jeff. I got it.
When you're not sure.
Just throwing your shirt into an invisible crowd.
You ever had to try to make the drunk walk in a bar to the bathroom, and you just hope that you're not stumbling, but you know that you fucking are.
I have a theory about drinking and peeing in the bathroom. If you'd like to hear.
We've discussed this before.
Oh, we have. Okay.
Yeah. The
wall.
Yeah.
The more amount of appendages that you put against the wall is the level of amount of drunkenness you are.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Now Sting is threatening him with bodily harm. Jeff Hardy, if you're keeping score at home, he still ain't throwing that fucking shirt. He's still holding it.
He's holding it.
He just dropped it.
He's got the codes to the nuclear bombs in his hand.
He just dropped it on the mat after all that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, now the match has started.
Sting's gonna give him a chop, and a scorpion death drop, probably. I don't even know. Is he gonna shoot him off on the ropes?
Sting, no, he's putting him in the scorpion.
Oh, okay, he's death dropping him.
Well, his shoulder's not even down. Jeff's trying to grab the rope.
I thought he was gonna hit him with the stinger splash.
No, I think he was gonna do something else, and then he just said, "You know what? Fuck this." Oh boy, here we go. Now what's happening?
Oh God. Do you think Eric Bischoff gave him the Iggy? Like he somehow told him?
I think I think before he actually started talking on the mic, he must have said something to Sting like, just fucking pin him.
Yeah,
Get
he
him
had to have kept
down
it short and
and
sweet.
pin him. How much time is left on the pay-per-view still?
Boom.
There's still like 5 minutes. I thought I'm sure like when it actually happened, like they probably still have like 20 minutes left.
Now let's get a good idea here. How old is Sting there compared to John Cena right now?
So John's what, 51?
Yeah, I figure Sting's got to be about 51 there.
Well, yeah. Well, how old's Sting now?
62?
The fans are actually chanting bullshit, and then Sting is saying, "I agree."
I was curious how old Sting was there.
There's our first venture into TNA. We'll get further into it. Sting, sorry. I'm sorry. I got singer Sting. I'll be watching you. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's a great song.
See, 66 years old right now. And it's what, 2025. And that was in 2011. So
15? 51? He was 51 there?
So he's about the same age as John Cena.
Yeah, I felt like he was about John Cena's age right there.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Well, there you go. We promise next time we won't make fun of. Well, you know what? I can't promise anything. I don't know what I'm going to make fun of next time we do this, so I'm not going to promise you anything. Like I said though, if you get offended by anything that we say, this isn't the show for you. That's all I got to say. But anyway, it's now time for when we do the plugs. Unfortunately, Glenn is still not feeling well, still a little bit under the weather. We're hoping that Glenn gets healthy very soon. But while he's gone, I will attempt to do his plugs for him. Make sure you check out our buddies Rob and Dan at the Unbooking the Territory podcast, where they do the first and last of wrestling. They also do a Being the Elite Gator Golf, where they do all kinds of weird shit and played Gator Golf at one point, but they don't anymore. I don't know. There's something going on there. And, of course, Unstacking the Dadatory, the road to Big Daddy versus Giant Haystacks, the biggest wrestling match ever viewed, 18 million viewers, I think it was. And, of course, the life and times of Tank Abbott Booking the
Tankatory.
Unbooking the Tankatory. That is what you call it. And of course, make sure you check out the Doctor Who podcast with Danny and Silas on SJP World Media for all of you Doctor Who fans and aficionados. And make sure you check out our old pals, the DC and Doc at DDT Wrestling. Wow, Glenn, that's a lot. It takes away from you. American, who do you want to plug?
Man, I'd like to just plug Glenn.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Glenn, I just hope you're doing all right. Haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks, so just wishing you the best and hoping that you're hanging in there, pal. But as always, we also have to plug our other good friend here, Mr. Thomas Bryce. And you can find him at Thomas Bryce 2017. Catch him at the old sportswireradio.org, covering tons of fun of backyard wrestling, extreme wrestling. I've been watching a couple of the YouTube clips, and man, these guys are effing crazy. Some old XPW playground kind of wrestling stuff from the early 2000s.
Oh, I thought tons of fun was a gimmick.
Yeah, not tons of fun, the gimmick. But yeah, like some of this stuff is crazy, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, Tom, I'm loving the content, and so you should check him out, and also us, of course. I'm sure you can go back and plug us on there, but you can find me on the old X app every now and again. I actually tweet something, barely anymore, but you can find me at Mayor of Canton.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, give us a subscribe on YouTube as always. Obviously, we'll be a little bit of a hiatus on the Sid show. So for the time being, you're probably only going to get this Tuesday show from us. But make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube anyway, on Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to. Just search AWI Pod, and you will find us. There's like 360 some episodes for you to listen to. I don't do this a lot, but I did it the other day. I Googled AWI Pod, and there was like an AI summary of the show. And it said that I've been doing this for 8 years.
Damn. 8 years, pal.
That's why I was like, holy shit, I have been doing this for 8 years, haven't I? So that's something.
Starting with the baby doll episode.
Oh no, that shit's long gone, dog. Yeah, but so anyway, yeah, there's like 300 some episodes for you to listen to from like WrestleMania 4 to we've done a whole bunch of shit. Check it all out, give it all a listen. I don't have anything else to plug. That's all I've got to say. And for this time, the mayor gets to tell you goodbye.
Goodbye.
Very nice.